Hey Bazi, we're at New Wine 2018 Cafferty College. We've invited you, Bazi Baker, to come up from Christchurch and to lead the worship team in the main venue. Thanks for coming, first of all.
No worries, great to be here.
I wanted you to give a little bit of background to who is Bazi Baker. What is it? Tell us a little bit about your musical training, your background, your history.
Yeah, okay, well I actually started playing guitar in youth group.
Yeah.
I was about 14 years old maybe.
Okay, what church?
Grace Vineyard Church,
Right,
where I'm still
okay.
at. That's actually where I started playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a teenager, probably just saw one of the worship leaders up there and thought, man, that's cool. So picked up the guitar, had no lessons actually for a number of years until I actually went to study at the jazz school in Christchurch.
Fantastic.
So then I took a huge learning curve and just learnt a billion scales, learnt a billion chords and got totally swamped in it. And that's the first part of my musical.
How long were you at jazz school? What's that?
I was there for 4 years.
4 years of formal training. Yeah,
formal training. I did 3 years just jazz guitar performance, and I did an extra year in composition and arranging.
Fantastic, and that's why you write so many of your own songs these days, huh?
Yeah, it's always been something I've really loved.
You've loved it. Hey, I've heard stories about what it was like for you when you came to the Lord, and I understand that Jesus started kind of really making himself known to you. There might have been a time maybe from when you were 14 to at some time in the future where you suddenly found yourself alive in Jesus. What did that look like for you?
Well, there's kind of a couple of parts to the story, I guess. I didn't grow up in a family that was Christian, so I didn't know anything about it actually. And my dad got remarried. I started living with him and going to a Christian school because my new stepbrothers were going there. So I was freaking out, wondering if they're going to ask me questions about Abraham and Moses, and I'm like, I knew nothing. Yeah. So that was the first part. I just went on a camp, probably a bit similar to this, and totally encountered God, and my life was just changed really. Like it actually felt like a real change, like inside, like I didn't want to make those mean jokes anymore or whatever at school, just you feel like you're a different person. Yeah. And all through high school that kind of continued. And then when I went to jazz school, it was a really bizarre time because I was so just drowning in the world of jazz. Yeah. Actually like lapping it up, just getting immersed in it.
But studying hard, full on.
Studying hardcore, and I guess, depending on how honest we want to be here, maybe at that point, I was living for music, and maybe music was my God at that time. Sure. But actually, through God's grace, he led me through that time, and he really drew me back, I feel. Yeah. I was just living for music, doing all these gigs, just kind of what I thought was living the dream. Yeah. Until I just started hitting this wall, and kind of was just playing this music, I guess some jazz and some kind of covers and stuff, and realising that there was something more to this. I guess I'd reached my peak. I was playing with amazing musicians, and I thought, actually, it's not all just about music. Yeah. And I could feel, in a way, my spirit was just crying out for more.
Amazing.
And so then I put that down to God.
A real sense of coming alive.
Absolutely, yeah. I was dying with what I was doing.
Right,
I felt my soul and my spirit was dying, but I realised that I needed God, that I needed to be worshipping, I needed to be connecting with him.
Yeah, and so is there a story around how that found its way through your music, maybe while you were trying to pay for your tuition? Tell us about that.
Is.
I know we've only got a minute left.
There is a story. So I was kind of full-time just musician, just doing this thing, paid to play some jazz and cafes, birthday parties and whatever. Inside, I'm just like crying out to worship. So it gets to this point, maybe I just kind of crossed the threshold. I just couldn't handle it any longer. So I'm paid to kind of just play some jazz in this cafe, and I'm fully just like, I need God. I just can't go another minute without just worshipping him right now or something.
Now. On a stool in a cafe.
Literally my spirit was crying out that much for the life that is God. Yeah. So there in that cafe, paid to do some jazz, I tried it out. I tried to make a smooth transition. I was probably playing maybe a secular song that sounded a bit like a worship song to get me in there, and then I just did it, I sung out Cornerstone, and just Christ alone, Cornerstone, wondering if anyone noticed. I thought I could get away with it. But anyway, my spirit's just like, there we go, I can just worship you.
Sure.
Anyway, the rest is kind of history.
How did that go with the employer? Was it a happy landing?
It was awkward. I mean, she kind of came up to me in the moment and said, hey, this isn't my language, but somebody's just said he's playing that God music. And I'm like, you got me there. And so anyway, I didn't have that job for long, but my spirit was allowed to come alive.
So you've been fired for Jesus. That's fantastic.
I've been fired for Jesus.
Yeah, first person I know who's been fired for Jesus.
Oh, cool, yeah.
It's wonderful to meet you. Thanks for coming to New Wine.
Yeah.
Bless you, Bazi.
Well.